What it do, folks? What it do? Olivia Miles has chosen a school. We're going to talk about it next. What it do, peeps? It's the B Chef with Watch the Damn Tape. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. New subscribers, I appreciate you joining. Hope you enjoy the show. Old subscribers, thank you for pushing me to keep making this content. Let's get right into it. March 31st, Sham Sharina of ESPN announces that Olivia Miles will be foregoing the WNBA draft and, in addition, hitting the transfer portal. I told you guys it was very odd. All the other players, for the most part, when they left their schools, they left notes. They put something on Instagram, something on Twitter. Everybody did it. Almost every player that's left Notre Dame after Olivia Miles put some kind of farewell. Kate Koval did one when she signed with LSU. But Olivia Miles never said a word publicly. Never said a word. And then today it dropped that she picked TCU. Mark Campbell got to be doing backflips. He's replaced Olivia Miles. He's replaced Hannah Van Lith and Sedona Prince. In less than a week. In less than a week, he's replaced both. But this one, this lady right here, has got to be the prize, got to be the most highest rated player ever to be at TCU next to Hannah Van Lith. And it makes sense. I made a video, where would Olivia Miles go? And TCU was one of those teams. And I said, TCU needs a star player. If Olivia Miles wants to really prove how great she is, take the torch that Hannah Van Lith passes to you and carry TCU further than Haley did. Haley got them to the Elite Eight. If you can get TCU past the Elite Eight, you will own Fort Worth, Texas forever. You're already going to be a star here. The minute you touch down, this is the homepage of TCU. Take a look. That's the homepage of TCU. Already welcoming their star player. TCU's home games didn't generate a whole lot of buzz. Even with Haley and Sedona wrecking shop. There was a lot of empty seats. About the biggest game turnout-wise that TCU had is when they played at Dickies Arena, which is not too far from the campus, when they played South Carolina in a neutral site game. That crowd, it was a little more filled. There were still empty seats, but they were charging a grip for those tickets, so that could play into it too. But Olivia Miles is in Funky Town. That's what we call Fort Worth, Texas. That's the nickname. She's gonna be huge here. I have my beliefs on why she left. I know one of them's got to be Hannah Hidalgo. I'm not even going to dog cuss Hannah Hidalgo. I love both of them to death. I wanted to put both their jerseys and any cards that I found of theirs side by side in my game room that I'm building out with sports memorabilia. Still might do that, but it just looks weird. They did that cover together, and that was the last moment you'll see of them, besides getting their butts whooped by TCU in the tournament. I know for a lot of people it's weird seeing somebody, they're calling her Kevin Durant. leaving the team that you went to the finals with and going to the rivals that beat you. It's eerily similar, but man, you got to think about it. In women's college basketball, they only get a finite amount of time to make money. Yeah, they get NIL deals. They get, we'll just say, endorsements. She can get a gang of endorsements at Notre Dame. She can dip into the school's pool of money, and she might be able to get a little money there. But you got to share the spotlight with a young lady that was a McDonald's High School All-American who played well as a freshman while you were injured, and then you come back for one season, and Hannah Hidalgo is still the show. She's still the show. They were raving and hooting and hollering about Hannah Hidalgo most of the season. You're building your resume, and you've built your resume to where you're next to Paige Beckers in popularity of who's going to get picked 1 and 2, or no worse than 3 in the WNBA draft for this year. So I get it. You only got a small window to make this money. You don't know how long your career is going to be in the WNBA. Just because you're a first round pick in the WNBA doesn't mean you get cut in 2 years, you get all that money like you would in the NBA or in the NFL. These women are basically on a year-to-year contract. And whatever year you're in, that's the year you get that money. You could get cut at any time. If you're not balling, you're not producing, your endorsements are going to dry up. So she did the right thing by staying in school one more year and building her portfolio up and her relationships up with businesses and companies in her senior year, and doing it at a school that was just last season was getting kids off the street doing open tryouts to fill a roster up because they were so beset by injuries. So they brought in Haley. Haley lifted her career. She would have probably been a second round pick last draft. Now she's on the fringe of either being an early second round pick and now possibly going in the first round. So, I mean, it worked out great for Haley. It's going to work out great for Olivia. I have my suspicions on why she did it. Like I said, one of them was Hannah Hidalgo. I think the other one was money. I think money and spotlight, because the news came from an ESPN reporter that covers the NBA both times. He reported her leaving and he reported her going to TCU. Now watch this clip where she makes the announcement of what school she's picking. Watch this.
About where you're going to be going, about where you're going to be going to play basketball next year. So I know. Oh my gosh, thank you. Shaquille O'Neal is here. Thank you to deliver the box that holds where your next home will be. Yes. Hey. See you. Congrats.
Now, for somebody that hasn't spoken a whole week, you haven't spoke since you made this announcement. This stuff's been lingering in the air. You go to TNT and you're sitting down with my favorite women's basketball player, Candace Parker, and Shaq brings you a box with a TCU jersey. TCU did an excellent job of keeping this hush hush, because you saw the previous picture that I showed you from Fort Worth. You did the photo shoot down here. That means you got down here, you took the photo, they kept it quiet. But she said she wanted to keep the schools in a quiet period. She kept herself in a quiet period. So there's a little bit of ego involved in this transfer. She wants to prove something. I would love to see TCU play Notre Dame. I would love to see her go next year. I would love to see her go one-on-one in a game with Hannah Hidalgo. I would love to see it. Now, that would bring some excitement and some intrigue to TCU basketball and women's basketball in general if they can make that happen. If there's some kind of holiday tournament like the one they had this year where TCU beat Notre Dame, if they can get that going with and make that the storyline, Hannah Hidalgo facing her former teammate in Olivia Miles. I'm looking forward to the days to come to see if she actually even speaks further and goes into detail, or does she take the high road on why she left Notre Dame to come to TCU? But either way it goes, I'm excited for TCU basketball, and I'm excited that they're right down the street, and I'll be able to go catch her last year in college, and with other things that are going on, with Paige Beckers possibly coming to Dallas. Women's basketball looks like it's in a good place in the DFW for the foreseeable future. Mark Campbell's doing a great job. Shout out to him and his team for getting this young lady to come to TCU and finish her education. But I'd love to know what you guys thought. Leave your thoughts below, and until next time, peace.